Hi, let's solve together this exercise related to after-tax cash flow. In this exercise, we have a new machinery placed in service estimated to cost $180,000. What is this value? It is the cost basis. You see, benefits less expenses is $36,000 per year for 10 years. What am I saying? Benefits less expenses. So as if I'm getting revenues minus expenses, and the final answer of this subtraction was equal to 36,000. So I have a positive annuity of 36,000 per year for 10 years. Then I will have $30,000 market value at the end of the 10th year. So using this given, I will be able to draw the first column in my table, which is related to the before tax cash flow. What do I need to know? The initial investment. This is the cost basis, the original cost of this asset. This is the initial investment, and this is the annuity, and this is the market value. So you're ready to build your before tax cash flow column. Then the rest is easy. We just calculate the depreciation, and let's see it step by step. Here I just need to know that we are following the GDS system with half-year convention with a recovery period of 5 years. So I need to go to the table and get the rates for the 5 years. It's going to be 6 rates. The effective tax rate is 38%. This is the tax that I'm going to apply on my taxable income. If I'm using an after-tax MAR of 10%, here the after-tax MAR was given, okay? But if I just tell you that the MAR is 10%, then you will have to change it into the after-tax MAR, unless I tell you that this is right away the after-tax MAR. You have to develop the after-tax cash flow and calculate the present worth. After calculating the present worth, you will have to decide, is this investment justified or not? So I will start with the table. What do I see here? From year 0 till year 10, I will start filling the before tax cash flow. At year 0, what do I have? Initial investment of $180,000. I have to put the negative sign because this is an investment. And I have an annuity of 36,000 from year 1 till year 10. Now, since I have a market value, I will have to draw 2 rows for year 10. Okay, one that includes the annuity and another one that will include the market value, because at year 10 I have 2 values, but here I have to split them into 2 rows. Then I can add this extra column just to tell you that the cost basis, to remind you that the cost basis is $180,000. Now, the cost basis, I'm going to use it in order to calculate the depreciation. Does depreciation start at year 0? No, we already bought the asset. It will start to depreciate starting out of next year, okay? So this is a common mistake that I will see all the time, is that students will begin by calculating depreciation from year 0. You have to remember that at year 0 we have nothing, okay, except for the initial investment, okay? Nothing here. So the cost basis has to start at year 1, okay? This is the cost basis, it doesn't change. Now the depreciation rates, these are the 6 rates that I got for year 5 from the table, okay? I just placed them here. This is the rate for year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Now, how do I calculate the depreciation deduction? If you go back to the table that we have presented in the previous lecture, okay, you see that it's the depreciation deduction, and we have represented it with B. This is column B. So this is column A, this is column B, and I added those extra just to see where the numbers came from. Because here I will say the first value of the depreciation deduction is what is the cost basis, so it's the 180,000 times the rate times the 0.2. Okay, so this is my depreciation. Then I will say that for the second year, I have $180,000 times 0.32, so the value is this. For the third year, this is the cost basis multiplied by the rate. So you see this column is basically multiplying cost basis times the rate, cost basis times the rate. So it's this value times this value, okay? And I'm placing the values here. Now you notice that the depreciation rates, I only had 6 rates in the table. So from year 7 till year 10, I have nothing to be depreciated. According to the books, this asset has been fully depreciated. So it has no value in the books. So the depreciation deduction from year 7 till year 10 will be 0. Okay? If it has been fully depreciated, it cannot be depreciated anymore. So when you finish the rates, the values after that will be 0. Now I created column B. It's related to depreciation deduction. I'm ready to calculate the taxable income, my income at which I will apply the tax, which is what? The before tax cash flow, okay, which is column A, minus the depreciation deduction. So I will start from the beginning. We said that at year 0 we have nothing. No taxable income, no income at year 0. We already paid the investment, okay? We will start things from year 1. So here at year 1, we agreed that the value here, it is equivalent to the value here in column A. This is a before tax cash flow, so it is $36,000 minus the value that I get here for the depreciation deduction. So the first value is 0. Then the second one, I'll have to go to row 2, okay, and look at the value of the before tax cash flow at year 2 minus what? The 57,600, okay? So I got the value of minus 21,600. This value, it's this value minus this value. So you see, column C is what? The value of A minus the value of B at a certain year, okay? You notice here after year 7, what do I have? 36 minus 0, so it's 36. 30 minus 0, so it's 30. Okay, so here you have to fill in these numbers because here I have a tax income. Okay, I'm earning 36,000, no depreciation, so this is my income, so you have to state it. Okay, now I created my taxable income, and in the given I told you that we have a tax of 38%. Okay, so this is column D related for income tax. Okay, basically what do I do with column D? Here I told you that you just take the values in column C and multiply it by minus the tax, which is here 38%. So what do I have here? 0 times minus 0.38, so it's 0. Here this value I'll have to multiply it by minus 0.38. You will get a positive value. This value times minus 0.38 gives you this value. So I'm multiplying all these values by what? By minus 0.38 to get the equivalent value. Okay, so these are the values that you will be getting for your income tax. This is the tax, okay? Why did I multiply it by a minus? To remind you that I'm paying this amount as a tax. Okay, so what will be the after tax cash flow? I will have to say this is my before tax and this is the tax. So as if you're saying I'm gonna get the values here and subtract the values here, but since these values are already multiplied by a negative, so I can say that column E is the before tax, okay, plus these values which will be deducted out of the before tax cash flow. So you will see here that we have 36 plus the value here, which is 0, it's 36. And here, the second one, plus this value, you'll get this value. At year 3, 36 minus this amount, it is positive. Okay, so here I created a new column related to the after-tax cash flow. Remember that any cash flow diagram will have to begin with what? With the initial investment, a downward arrow at year 0. So don't forget to add this initial investment and in the negative sign minus $180,000. I will look at it as a new cash flow diagram. I will have to calculate the present worth. I already know that the after-tax MAR is 10%, so I'm getting the present worth of this cash flow diagram at 10%. The value is 17,208. So it is a positive value. This means that this is a good investment and I should go for it. Now, you can calculate the IRR of this cash flow diagram. You will see it is 12.4. It's greater than the MAR, so this is again a good investment. Now we want to calculate the gain, okay? The gain has to be calculated here, okay? As we said, it is the market value, which is $30,000, minus the book value. Here it is 0, so it is $30,000. And this value has to be, we have to apply the tax as well on this value again, okay? It has to be calculated. So an overview of the table, what do? We begin with the before tax cash flow. Don't forget to place the initial investment at year 0, okay? With the after tax cash flow, you also have to begin with the initial investment, okay? We're just making the calculations in order to see after the paying the taxes, is it still a good investment or not? Just want to remind you the mistakes that students do is that they will begin the cost basis at this year, so they will begin the depreciation deduction at this year, so they will be subtracting this investment from the value that you will got here, so all of these values will be wrong. So please don't do this mistake. Thank you.